Good afternoon, everyone. Like I told you, I am a little bit late. I had to talk with someone before I leaped on. Hi, my name is Trisha. I am a Indigenous healer, a Indigenous psychic, and a spiritual mentor. So let me see. And I'm the creator and founder of Deeply Intuitive. Unleash your gifts to attract abundance, to be empowered, and to gain confidence in connecting to your guides. And if you would like a soul reading, go to trishacondo.com. That is my website. Just to let you know, please do not ask for free readings in here because I don't provide free readings. You can get a paid reading at trishacondo.com. And also, you can follow me. Oh, you can follow me on social media. You can go to instagram.com/trishacondo. You could also follow me on my YouTube channel, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell to know when I'm going to be uploading a video so you'll be notified. Go to Clubhouse at Trisha Condo. You'll know when I'm going to be going live there. I'm going to schedule something for next week, not this week. I'm a little too busy. So next week, I'm going to be doing something on a Thursday around 4. Okay. So TikTok, well, it's been a little bit interesting because I have to learn a little bit more about TikTok. It does take some time to learn how to do it, but anyways. So with that being said, so let me get on with what I'm doing. Okay. Make sure that you like this video, that you love it, and you share it out, and you tag your friends to let them know. If you're on my personal profile, just like it, love it. You can share it out too. On my intuitive guide page, do the same thing. Okay, it is a public page. It is my business page. And the Deeply Intuitive private Facebook group, please do not share this. I like to keep the anonymity in the group because people don't know who's in there, and I prefer to keep it that way. Okay, so hi Eileen. Hi, there's two Eileens. Eileen and another Eileen. Hello there. Okay, so I have something interesting to talk about. I see Karen is doing something, but I don't see anything. Okay, so I really want to talk about this because I wrote this morning. I'm not going to be here very long. Maybe so in 12 minutes. What's 12? That's 20. 4:20. So at 4:20, I'm signing off. I have to do an interview at 5 with my student, my mastermind graduate. So with that being said, my thing that I'm going to be talking about. Let me put this down a little bit. Oh, there we go. That is a little bit better. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's better. Okay, so with my Native American background, okay, when I was born Indigenous, okay, and I was born in between worlds. That meant that I could see things, I could hear things, I could know things. I could sense a lot. For a little girl like me back then, when I was 5, I knew a lot, and I was later on, I was not very scared of my gifts. When I was a kid, I wasn't. When I was 5 years old, no awareness of the word or even the concept of fear. No awareness, nothing. Until later on, when I felt it wasn't safe to talk about this in my family. And not that I didn't feel safe, I didn't feel understood. And it's not to blame anyone. There's no pointing fingers. It's just there was not a lot of knowledge. That's what I want to say. Not a lot of knowledge about, clairsentience, clairvoyance, clairaudience, all of these things. Didn't nobody knew about things. Except for my mom, which, she was not into it. She had the gifts, has the gifts, but doesn't want to do anything with it. There's nothing wrong with that. I respect that. Okay. So, with that being said, so later on, I wasn't scared of my gifts that the Creator had given me. I wasn't, but that was a journey. That was a journey, my friends. So, I remember when I wore, you know, leather regalia at my first powwow. It was like a flash, you know. You know how you get these flashes? You get these flashes of memory. Well, that happened to me. And it was just like somebody took a picture, and I remember being on the powwow grounds in Gascavegia. I was very small. I had leather regalia. I remember the little beads going back and forth. And my mom says, go dance. So I did. I didn't have a clue what to do. So I just watched everybody else do what they were doing. And I was dancing in powwows when I was a kid. And so I listened to the drummers. I remember I listened to the drummers play, and I would listen to the ground also. It was like a funny vibration. And I just recall the sound of the powwow, the sound of the MC at the time. I forget who it was. It might have been Roger, but I could be wrong. But anyways, and so I was in like, it was like a different place. And I think it was in the ball field in Gascabegia, like right further down. And I remember I was dancing a lot. And I came back to my mom and she says, go back. So I went back, and it was like all day like that. And so fast forward 40 years later. 40 years later. Okay. 40 years later, not scared of my dream. Not scared. Not scared of my dreams. Not scared. Yeah, it's my dreams. I'm not scared of anything. You know, I'm sure you've heard the story before where I used to see spirits walking around. I heard them, you know, I would know things. But fast forward to 40 years later, I'm no longer scared. So 40 years, it's 45 today. No longer scared. No longer scared. That the Creator has given me about one thing is being Indigenous. The second thing is about being a psychic. Put those two words together, Indigenous psychic. It took me a while to get to this point. And, you know, I've heard so many Native people, Indigenous people, if you want to call them, confess that they're gifted. They come to me in private. They contact me through a reading or in my groups or anything like that, or an email saying, you know, they're Native and they've got these gifts. And I hear it from other people too. All walks of race, all walks of gender, all of them. They tell me in private, I've got these gifts, but I'm scared. I don't know what to do. People are going to think I'm crazy. People are going to think I'm nuts. People are going to think I'm all out there. And they're going to say, you know, I need to be in an institution. You know, people are going to laugh at me. They're going to think, you know, I'm going to get discredited, or I'm going to get, you know, my character is going to get, what do you call it? Character defamation. A lot of those things. I'm going to lose my job. They're going to think I'm nuts. The list goes on and on and on. So, and I've heard, you know, I remember there's one story I want to share. My grandmother, Sarah Jerome Kondo, she came out of the closet, out of the spiritual, the psychic closet, whatever you want to call it. Hi, Courtney. When she was 84 years old. 84. Imagine that. At 84 years old, 2 years before she passed, she told me, I'm very intuitive myself. She says, I heard about you giving readings with people. I said, oh, yeah. And she was in the house all by herself. And I happened to be there. And she had said, there's nobody around. I know, no. She goes, go lock the door. So I did. She was close the curtains and everything. I said, okay. I don't know if it was close the curtains. I'm not sure. But anyways, this is a very private story. I'm going to share it with you. And I remember it was eerily quiet because my grandmother had her TV full blast. Full blast. Okay. And the heat was really sky high in there. It was very hot. So I made sure before I came to visit her that I think it was in the summertime. I believe so. It was in the summer, or May, or it was springtime, summertime. Anyways, get to the point, Trisha. Okay. So she had asked me one question. She was, do you have your cards with you? Because I had been reading tarot cards and doing tarot readings for a while. And I said, no, I don't have them. And she says, I have one question for you. She goes, I know I'm going to be leaving soon. I said, what do you mean leaving? Are you going somewhere? She goes, no, she goes, I'm going in heaven. That's what she called it. And I said, okay. She says, I have one question for you. Can you imagine my reaction when she asked me this? And she asked me, what do you see for me? She says, I think I have maybe a year and a half. She goes, I don't know how I know this, but I know. I said, okay. She said, what do you see for me? And she would ask about other people. Or is this person's going to be okay? Is that person going to be okay? What's going to happen? And she didn't really, really focus on herself. She was more worried about other people. And she says, what do I need to do before I leave this world? And I was like, wow, that's a loaded question. And it was hard for me not to react emotionally. It was hard for me not to cry. It was really hard. And so I just said, and I won't share the total details, but the general thing that I said, I think you need to prepare. And I said, you need to go see lawyers, get things done, make sure everything's okay. And I said, one thing I'm going to tell you is you need to forgive. She said, I know what you mean. You need to forgive. You got to let a lot of things go. You can't hang on to things. You need to forgive people and ask them to forgive you before you go. So she just did that. She followed everything that I told her. Everything. Every little thing that I told her. And I remember at the time she was living almost in the middle of the Geskavega. I remember, coming out of there. She said, thank you. And I said, okay. And I didn't know what to think at that time. All I knew is I was supposed to be there. And I was supposed to tell her that. Ever since then, she just went off and she just started talking to her sister she hadn't spoken to like 20 years. Another one she hadn't spoken to in like 15 years. And it was like boom, boom, boom. My grandmother was an action taker. So, and I knew this was coming. And I didn't know what to say. And yeah, it was very touching for me because my grandmother asked me for help, and I never thought this strong woman would ever ask for anybody for help. And then that's what I said to her. So I knew that my soul's purpose revealed itself that day. And it was during Sejap at the time. And this moment between my grandmother, what happened with I call her Grammy, and I solidified everything. Everything I knew. I just knew that this was what I was supposed to do. And so my soul's purpose is to be an Indigenous healer, Indigenous psychic, a mystic, a channeler, an uplifter, motivator, a spiritual mentor, and that's what I'm meant to do. So I'm not terrified. I'm really not terrified. No longer terrified of my identity nor my gifts. Not at all. Just not terrified. I've come to say that I'm good now. I'm good. So now I help hundreds and hundreds of women. I've ever helped some men too. And I help them really to lean in and trust their gifts and connect with their guides. And I've also helped in and leaned with knowing their soul's purpose, what are they here to do, and the occasional who am I meant to be with? I do get that a lot. So I do that with confidence. I really know what I'm here to do. And I teach others to do the same. I know I'm repeating myself, but so my Indigenous background, it really helps with alleviating anxiety, depression, with stepping into your soul's purpose, and more without guilt, you know. And I've done this for such a long time that it's very natural to me. So now, for you, are you at this point where you want to say, okay, my challenge is this? This is what I want to do. So I really only talk to people that are very committed, that are 2 feet in, you know, that are all the way. So with that being said, that's what I do. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of stuff going by my head. So with that being said, how many of you are really struggling right now? You know, you're doing cards, you're looking at YouTube, you know, you're not really committed, but you're like, I need someone to help me stay aligned here. Someone that I could, you know, have group mentoring with. I'm looking for a space that I can be understood, that I can, you know, let my hair down and be accepted, but have somebody who's very structured, very organized, but also has compassion, but is a no nonsense person. So if that's you and you're looking for someone to help you with your gifts and reading people and really getting yourself out there, right? And you really want to fine tune things, and you're like, I have something going on here. I'm a big empath, you know. I connect with nature. I connect with dream catchers. I connect with animal guides. I connect with Mother Earth. I connect with the sky. I felt like I've had a past life as a native person. I feel like I have these weird dreams, you know. I keep seeing Native American sweat lodges and fire, and I'm attracted to all of this stuff. And you're like, oh. And you're trying to find somebody, but there's nobody quite like me. You're looking and you're looking and you're looking, and you're like, oops, what's going on here? Sorry. Sorry about that, guys. Where did I just clicked on something? Oh, here it is. Okay. Sorry, just something came up and it just knocked me out. Okay. Isn't that interesting? So if you're looking for someone to really connect with, you know, connecting with Native American ceremonies, you know, also connecting with the creator, you know, just this morning, I had this feeling to get outside my house. It was really nice out. So I decided to walk. It was so nice. I just had a sweater on and my jacket, and I went out with my dogs, my 2 dogs, Alex and Bailey. And I was walking out there for nearly an hour. And so something told me, I looked at the trees, something told me, sit down. I sat down. And then all of a sudden it just said, close your eyes. I closed my eyes. And then all of a sudden I was doing something I've never done before. Something I've never done before. It's completely new. And I started to channel. There was a download coming down. It was a new kind of meditation. I've never seen this before. It was like it was meant to be. And that's why I was walking for such a long time. And I got a new meditation and I'm going to be creating it soon. And it worked for me because I was very anxious this morning for some reason. I was extremely anxious. And it was really weird. And I was in my head. And yeah, I do get those moments. I was in my head. And then when I went to do this meditation, it was really interesting because it was like it was meant to be. And I'm going to create it soon. And I was like, wow, where'd that come from? It came from the creator. I was just channeling it. And I'm like, okay, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. And I'd say within 15, 20 minutes, my anxiety was gone. Poof. It was gone. And I'm like, wow. And I felt so much better. And then I was guided to do something else. I was guided to create my sweat lodge, which I'm going to be doing. And then there's so many things started happening after that. So if you're interested in learning about my group mentoring, definitely, I'm going to put in the link here, and then I got to go because I have to interview one of my graduates. I'm going to put the link in here. So yeah, I was like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. I really wasn't expecting that. And I was like, huh, well, that's interesting. Oh, and I was just so excited. I'm just going to put this down here. I was extremely excited. And I was just like, wow, you can't make this up. And I was just like, wow. So when I decided to go outside, my anxiety, 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, it was gone. Of course, there's more to this than what I'm saying. But basically, that is what happened. And my anxiety, boom, it was gone. And I was feeling kind of meh and blue. And I was like, what's going on? What's going on with me? My spirit said, go outside. And I did. And then I listened. Then I sat down and it, poof, meditation. Okay, that was interesting. So I'm going to create that. So if you really need something like this in your life right now, and you're looking and you're looking and you're looking, and you're welcome, Lori. And you really want to really help yourself, I can definitely help you. So with that being said, there's the link. You can schedule a free breakthrough call. Let's see if we're a fit. I'm very picky on who I allow in my group mentoring because I protect my ladies very much. On the inside, we do a lot of readings, and we also work on our boundaries, and we work on how much do I charge? What do I do? And we have to clear ourselves first. We need to get grounded. We need to be in here. And I do a lot of Native American things. And I do a lot of using my guides, and I tweak you along the way. So with that being said, I'm going to go because I have an interview. I have to interview one of my graduates. You're going to see the video probably before Friday, if not next week. Probably next week. That's the more realistic thing. Probably by next Wednesday, you'll see it up, if not earlier. So if you're interested, click on that link. It will take you to my online schedule and let's have a chat. And I only talk to people that are serious. If you were just bouncing from one person to the other, don't bother, please. Don't bother with me. Go to someone else, So with that being said, I can't wait to talk to you and let's get the show on the road. Stop watching those YouTube channels. Stop going to psychic to psychic to psychic to medium and saying, what is wrong with me? You're looking for, something out there. You need to come to me and let's talk. So with that being said, I'm saying that a lot. Be sure to click on the link and I can help you. You want to change? Starts with you. And I can't convince you to do that. Only you can do that. All right. Have a great night, and I will see you on Wednesday. So nobody has any questions. If you're watching a replay, put #replay. I always come back, okay, and see who has replied. If you want to do it more private, schedule a free breakthrough call, and we can talk. Okay. I hope this has helped you. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it, and you have a great night. Abne moltes.